Hello, and welcome to episode number 39 of the Brick Clubhouse, presented to you by Bricks and Minifigs San Diego North, your friendly neighborhood LEGO store in the Rancho Penasquitos neighborhood of North County, San Diego. I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Chris. Hi, Chris.
Hey, Evan. Did you say your name? I don't remember.
My name is Evan, and I am joined by my co-host, Chris.
I should have been paying
Hi, Chris.
attention. No,
No, I don't think I did say my name, actually. I think you're right.
it doesn't matter. People know who you are.
If you don't know who I am, then leave. No.
We've been doing this over a year
Happy
now.
to have you.
We've been doing this over a year. They should know us by now.
Yeah,
I would hope.
You get new people every time, you know?
We do. And I think we've been promoting it a lot in the store, so I think we've been getting a lot of new listeners that way.
Yeah.
So that's fun. Welcome to everyone. If this is your first time listening, we're glad to have you in the clubhouse. We've got some stuff to talk about in the LEGO world, and I just want to encourage everyone to stick around to the end. We have some updates about what we're going to be doing in the future. You don't want to miss that.
Stay tuned.
A lot has been happening in the world of LEGO, and we've taken a few weeks to talk about minifigs and some other things. I thought it would be good for us to round up on some of the bigger announcements that have happened in the LEGO world in the last few weeks. One of them is a set that I don't think either one of us wanted to see, but it looks pretty good. And that is the new Beauty and the Beast castle.
Yeah. So, for those of you that have listened to the podcast for any length of time, you know that Chris and I are, one, big Disney fans, and two, big advocates for a D2C 18-plus Sleeping Beauty's castle. But not necessarily like from the movie, but the Disneyland.
The Disneyland castle.
So when the rumors for this set broke, it was a D2C Disney castle, and it said, and it's supposed to be based off of Beauty and the Beast castle from Disneyland Paris, right? Because the castle in Disneyland Paris is supposed to be Belle's castle.
Yeah.
But it looks different than the one in the movie, like all of them do. I was initially frustrated, and I was like, are you kidding me? Like, they're going to do another Disney park castle and not have
the
to be
one from
Sleeping Beauty's
Disneyland?
castle? Now that we have an official reveal, I can happily say that this is based off of the movie. And it's very much a movie set, not a park set.
It very much is, which is interesting. It's more like what they did with the Frozen castle, even though that was mini dolls and like a princess set. But
yeah, because if that set was released today, I feel like it would be an 18+. No, because 18+ existed when that set came out.
They did, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see one in the future.
Yeah, which I'd be fine with because I missed out on the other one, and I love Frozen, so I'd love to have that castle someday.
Yeah.
It's not for you.
It's not for me.
I love
But
Frozen.
I haven't seen the second movie, and I hear it's fantastic. So someday.
I still think it's better than the first one, and I love the first one. But anyways, this is set number 43263. This is the Beauty and the Beast castle, coming in at 2,916 pieces with a total of 10 minifigures. Now, the way they get to 10 is a bit interesting. This includes both minifigures and brick built. So we got a minifigure of Maurice. We also got a new minifigure of Belle. Yes, she has unique printing than the Belle minifigure from the Magic of Disney set that came out last year, which I was not expecting. I thought it'd be the same one.
I was totally expecting a reuse.
Yeah, but this one is new with updated and better detailed prints. We also have a brick-built Cogsworth with a, looks like it's either a printed or a stickered face, but I think it's going to be printed.
I bet it's printed.
We have Chip and Mrs. Potts. We have Lumiere. We have the Feather Duster.
I don't know. You've been doing way better remembering these names than I would have.
We also have, finally, a Beast minifigure.
That one I knew.
And we also have Gaston and LeFou, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Is the Gaston the same from the villain set?
So that's a good question. I haven't seen anything yet to suggest, hey, I would look it up on Brick. I could also grab the Gaston figure from the bookcase,
it's right up on the shelf.
I do think it's the same, just off of the top of my head.
He looks pretty similar.
Yeah, I think it's the same, because I think the other one also had the same dual-molded legs. But even if Gaston is the same, to my knowledge, that was going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 exclusive minifigures. And then I don't know how exclusive some of the brick-built characters are, because I know they've come out on some other mini doll sets, and I think Lumiere is like the exact same, and maybe Cogsworth, and I don't know if Chip and Mrs. Potts are the same or not. So, anyways, overall though, pretty good character selection.
Yeah, the headline is definitely getting the Beast minifigure,
And an even better version of Belle, which is That's a whole rabbit hole we could go down because they took Tiana and Aurora from the Disney 100 CMF and just put Aurora in the mini Disney castle, which should have been Blue Dress Aurora. And then they took Tiana and the exact same figure, put her in the other Disney castle, which I never like when they reuse the CMF figure in a non-CMF set because the whole point is they're supposed to be exclusive to the CMF.
Especially when it's a D2C.
Yeah.
18 plus, you're spending $400 on the set.
And so it's backwards to me because it's like the CMFs should be kept exclusive to the CMF and they should make new ones for the other sets. And then the ones that are in the other sets should be consistent. So the fact that they made 2 bells for 2 different just regular sets is curious to me. But hey, for Belle fans that have been wanting a minifigure of her, guess what?
And it just makes this even more appealing as a set with all the unique builds and figures, and the fact that it's based on the movie, because honestly, the Paris Castle would have been a challenge.
Yeah. Oh, but also, by the way, sorry, animated movie, not live action.
Correct.
Which is
sorry, that's
no.
I forgot
we
the
didn't say
live
that.
action existed.
I like the live action,
but the Disneyland Paris Castle, like it's up on a hill and it's built into the hillside.
Yeah,
it would have been very difficult to pull off well in this form and with this number of pieces. So I'm glad they went with the animated film.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, based off of me looking it up on Bricklink, it looks like the Gaston minifigure is the same.
There you go.
I do think it's a reused Gaston figure. My initial impressions with the Beast, his tail looks good, legs look good, torso looks great. It kind of looks like a mini doll head, and I can't quite put my finger on why.
I was going to say the same.
I think it just feels a little too small. Like it almost feels a little too flat. I think if his face like I don't even know though, because like it does fit the more I look at it, but I don't know. I expect it to be a bit
it's a little
bigger.
Soft. The expression, I don't know. He's a little too nice looking.
I mean, it is the main picture they have advertised here is obviously like the
ball
dance scene, which he's going to be a little happier there, but. Yeah, it looks good. Don't get me wrong. Like it is a good looking minifigure. I think the main takeaway is we have a Beast minifigure. But when I first saw it, I was like, yeah, the head looks a little mini dollish. I don't know what I was expecting exactly.
They had to make it in scale to the rest of his body. Like it would have been a little silly to make it so big. I think that's the thing. And I've been coming back to this for a lot of minifigures lately, is that a minifigure torso just doesn't lend itself to different body types very well, which is why Baymax looks interesting. And it's just like why, it's just... Well, and as we've said, like...
The Bluey figures, which we'll talk about.
We'll get to Bluey, but why the Inside Out characters look better as mini dolls. Because you can have the right body shape.
And it's like, there's a few Disney characters in the CMF series that is, but that's part of the charm of the minifigure. So I think even if they were to do a Joy minifigure or something, I think it would work fine enough.
Oh, yeah. Because, I mean, it is a shape that everyone knows and is used to. I will comment on one of the things that surprised me about this in the pictures and in some of the videos I've seen, that the set isn't very deep. Like, it's pretty narrow build for such a tall castle, I thought. The other Disney castles have like a substantial base, and I just felt this seemed a little, but it does have an area that does pull out in the back so you can have an extended play, a little play platform. But yeah, I thought the dimensions, it just wasn't as deep as I was thinking it would be for a castle.
Yeah, it's definitely like an open back castle. And yeah, the depth, I think you're right, isn't quite there. But there's a ton of interior details, actually.
Oh, no. I think the interior is great. I love the round section.
The little like, gazebo area. Yeah, it's like the ballroom where they dance.
Yeah, and actually, you can pull out that center section wanted.
It's pretty cool. I also saw a picture of it side by side with the new Disney castle, and I didn't realize how much bigger that other one is. It's much taller and much wider. But so the color scheme of this Beauty and the Beast set, it's like a light purple, like lavender, which is one of my favorite colors, if not my favorite color. So I love the primary color of this set. I think it looks beautiful. And it's a really unique build. It's really cool. They have like sand green and like the maroon details like speckled in there. And I think it all comes together to look really nice.
Oh, no, they did a good job. It looks really well. I just think, scale is not what I was expecting when they said castle. But also, price point is a lot lower than the Disney castle.
Yeah, and for the amount of pieces, the price per piece ratio is actually pretty great and way better than most Disney sets. Plus, it's 10 minifigures, and like we said, 5 of them are exclusive. I think it's a great value. I think it's a great looking build. I think that Beauty and the Beast and Disney fans are going to be very happy with this one. I'm not the biggest Beauty and the Beast fan. Not that I dislike it, but it's very popular. I know it's very popular. We're in the Disney pin community, and Belle is one of the most popular Disney pin characters, and I know people have been asking for her. And now, not only do we have 2 Belle minifigures, but we have her whole friggin' castle.
Yeah, and the minifigures, as you said, are characters that people have been really wanting over time. Is this one you expect to have in your collection someday?
Good question. I don't know.
I'm guessing not a day one purchase for sure.
No. There's a lot of other Lego sets I'd probably buy first at this price point. I'm not planning on it, but I would like the figures at some point because I like collecting all the Disney figures. It is really pretty, but like I said, it's not really a movie that I'm a huge fan of. Like, it's not one that I feel the need to have. But if a deal came along or if I had some VIP points.
I think, for me, I would love the Belle and the Beast figure. The others are great too, but those are the 2 that I would love to add to my Disney collection.
Like, I'd rather get
but
the
I
other
don't
Disney
need
castle.
the whole castle.
I'd rather get the newer Disney castle over this one, and I already have the old Disney castle.
Yep, agreed. All right.
But nothing against this one.
No, they did a good job.
Yeah. Next up,
Changing gears.
So 3 days ago, as of the recording of this episode, was March 10th, Mario Day. And in honor of Mario Day, we had a new Mario Kart set revealed. This is going to be the 18-plus set for the Mario theme this year, which, other than the Piranha Plant, which wasn't a bad set by any stretch, but all of the 18-plus sets under this theme have been home runs. And I think this is another set.
This one looks so good.
Yeah, I've been loving the Mario Kart line they've been doing. This is set number 72037 with 1,972 pieces, and this is Mario Kart - Mario and Standard Kart. This is literally a brick-built Mario riding the standard Mario Kart straight off of the cover of Mario Kart, and it looks pretty awesome.
I love Mario Kart, one of my favorite video games, and so getting this set, they did such a good job of the brick-built Mario, like to scale that they did, and the kart, I think, just looks super fun.
It looks pretty great.
And it comes on a little stand, so you can have it like raised up like it's zooming down, or you can just set it on a shelf.
And they nailed all the angles for the kart. Like, it looks really smooth and like clean. And this scale that they chose to build the brick-built Mario, he looks really good. Like, the part usage just looks as fitting to this character as I feel like they did as Bowser did.
Yeah.
Like, they've done something, like, there's other themes that have done brick-built characters that just look weird, like the new Harry Potter and Hagrid set. The scale they chose or something about it, like, just looked off. I think it's harder when you're trying to make real-life humans in brick-built form.
They were too smooth.
But these are like cartoon characters.
It's
so
like
easier.
Our discussion of the art sets. Like, trying to do people is hard. Now,
but video game characters who have less detail, it's easier.
And so this set measures about 13 inches long and about 10 inches tall, or about 9 inches tall, which I think is about the perfect size.
I think it's a good size.
It'll fit nicely on a shelf, but it's not, oh my gosh, that Mario set is super gigantic.
Yeah, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, maybe not, but is that a sticker? Or there might be a printed, no. It might be a sticker. Honestly, I can't tell. But there's a big Mario logo on the front. And it looks like the piece, his mustache is a singular piece. And I think it might be a new piece. I don't collect Super Mario Lego sets, so maybe Lego Mario fans will correct me. But it looks like just like a new piece, just a mustache piece. The scale looks great. The build looks great. I've been loving these Mario Kart sets. I think I personally find them more appealing than the regular course sets they've been making in years past. I think this is a great one.
Yeah, no, this is fun. If we're not going to get a Mario minifigure,
there's been rumors for a couple of years those are supposed to come out. And Animal Crossing and Zelda both started off with minifigs. I don't know why they're not minifigs for this one.
No. Imagine if you had a little Mario minifigure and a plaque to go along with this.
Yeah.
It'd be fantastic.
It'd be sick.
But no. I'm excited for this. Chances are I would get this Mario set before I would get the Beauty and the Beast castle.
Oh, interesting. I would get the Beauty and the Beast castle first.
So
If we're not worried about price,
yeah.
because the Beauty and the Beast castle is like over $100 more.
When do we worry about price?
When do speak for yourself? I am a 25-year-old newlywed. I care about prices of things. Anyways, we actually didn't. I think we should end with the one we have next, because we forgot to add in on this list
Oh yeah,
the Bluey sets.
totally.
So all 5 of the LEGO Bluey sets were also revealed. Now, if you were listening to our previous podcasts in which we discussed the fact that this theme was coming out, you'll know that we were crossing our fingers for minifigs. Now, there are 2 2+ sets, which are Duplo sets. There's Bluey's Family House with Memory Game, and then there's also the ice cream ship with Bluey. And then there are 3 4+ sets, and yes, we are happy to be able to report that they are minifigs and not mini dolls, which I think was the right call. However, as we can dive into it quickly, the execution of said minifigures is a little bit questionable.
Bluey's not a topic that I'm
Yeah.
as well versed in.
So we got 3 sets. We got Playground Fun with Bluey and Chloe. This is literally a little playground build with a Bluey minifigure and a Chloe minifigure, which is the only minifigure the only minifigure outside of the Healer family in any of these sets, which is going to be a bummer for some people, but I do think that they're going to make more sets in the future, so hopefully we can get Muffin and other characters like that. Then we got Bluey's Beach and Family Car Trip with Bluey, Bingo, and Chili. And then we have Bluey's Family House with their house and all 4 of the Healer family members. You can get a minifigure of all 4 of them. They all have the exact same head mold, but they all have unique prints based off of their coloring, but same facial expression, same mold. Chili and Bandit have the long bendable legs. Bluey and Bingo have the mid legs, which can bend. So they do look taller than I think they should, because they're way smaller than their parents in the show. But I get it. They want them to be able to sit down.
Yeah.
I get that. The bigger issues that I have with the minifigures are, I think the noses are too short. I think they'll look fine in person, but in these pictures they look short, so their faces look a little scrunched in. But the main thing is that they don't have tails. And they're dogs. So none of them have tails.
It's an interesting choice. Do you think you could just add some of the tail pieces?
But I don't know that the color in the right colors.
Yeah.
And most of them are multicolored.
And I was going to say, I don't know the characters to know if you just stuck a blue tail on Bluey, if that'd be good enough. If we even have that tail piece in blue.
Yeah,
I've never thought about it.
I guess it'd be the same mold as the Beast tail that we just saw that they've used for a bunch of other figures.
My theory with why there's no tails is because they are 4+ sets. So they wanted to make the build a little simpler. And 2, I think they wanted them to be able to sit down and go in the car or sit on the bed or whatever. And that's just harder with minifigures with tails.
And they have like their dining room table build that they can all sit at, and it's actually cool. It's a small set. So the Bluey family house only has 382 pieces, but they have a build of their backyard with the tree where they play around with the Keepy Uppy balloon. But they managed to, in their house, get a build of their dining room table, a little kitchen, the bathroom with the bathtub, Bluey and Bingo's bedroom, Bandit and Chili's room with the bathroom and their bed, and their play area where they have like their stall where a lot of episodes take place, where Bluey and Bingo are playing their vendors or they're doing different games with that playroom. They fit a lot of details into a pretty small piece count set.
And the back of the box, it shows a ton of accessories, and my guess is some of those are little Easter eggs from the show. Since I've seen one Bluey episode, I'm hardly the one to comment on what accessories should have been included, but it's a pretty big collection there, and I hope that they are show related.
Yeah, I'm excited for these sets. I think my wife and I will probably just pick up the house set at some point just to get all 4 of them, and we love Bluey. It is a 4+ build, so there are some oversized pieces that make up like the tree and the house, but the interior details are all just like standard Lego bricks. So yeah, it's good. I'm happy. I think overall I'm happy. I'm happy they exist. I do wish they had different facial expressions, because they all have their own personalities and you don't really get to see that in the way they chose to do it. But I also get it. They're making their own molds, And they all have exclusive their own printing. I don't know, just some more personality and
I-
facial expressions would have been nice.
I was really concerned when we learned that they were 4+ sets that they might be not as good. Let's
Yeah.
face it. A lot of the Spider-Man 4+ sets aren't great. The Star Wars 4+ sets haven't exactly been great.
No, as far as the
So
4+
I think
build
they
goes,
did pretty good.
as far as the build goes for a 4+ set, I agree. I think it's my favorite 4+ build I've seen. Outside, honestly, the Mickey and Minnie camping trailer's pretty sweet, but the camper is made of 2 pieces.
Yeah.
So like this is cool because you actually get to build it. Like it's an actual
it's
build.
definitely more pieces. There's actually the 4+ Disney train that has all, like, there's a Peter Pan. There's like
that
all
is,
the characters.
Celebration Train is a 4+
that
good
one,
one.
that one's probably my top of the 4+ sets.
That's
but
a good, and the minifigures in that set are really good too.
but the Bluey family house is way better than I thought it would be for a 4+ set.
Yeah,
And you got 3 levels. You've got all the characters. I have to say, since I don't know the show, the beach and family car trip set looks like a lot of fun too.
This is a fun one. It really is. The only reason, honestly, I'd buy this one instead if it had Bandit in it, but I think that's intentional. They only gave you Chili, Bluey, and Bingo. They didn't want to give you all 4, unless it was the big set. So you can get Bluey in any of the 3 sets. You can get Bingo in 2 of them and Chili in 2 of them, but you can only get Bandit in the house, which I think was on purpose. They wanted to keep one character exclusive to the house, so you could get it.
And there's one more set that's not here that there is a polybag too that is coming.
Which is just the Bluey figure.
Just the Bluey
Yeah.
figure, and I forget what the little side build is. For those that just want Bluey, there will be a polybag available. And then these sets, we didn't really touch on the Duplo ones, but they look fun versions of the Bluey Duplo sets. I bet they'll do really well.
Yeah, there's a Duplo version of their house and a Duplo version of their car with an ice cream stand. It's just a Duplo set. And and in the Bluey's Family House with Memory Game, you get Bingo, Bluey, and Chili, and then in the ice cream one, you get Bandit and Bluey. So you also can get the whole family in Duplo form if you would like to.
I'm glad you knew all those characters' names.
Dude,
Because it was not long ago that I was shocked to find out Bluey was a girl.
okay, I thought Bluey was a boy at first too, and Bailey goes, what? And I'm like, it's because the main reason why, because when kids are young, they all have high-pitched voices, so there's that. But also, Bingo is the same coloring as Chili, and Bluey is the same coloring as Bandit, so I just figured, the boys are blue and the girls are like the orangish yellow, but no.
I'll be honest, I assumed Blue was the boy.
What Bailey got annoyed about. I'm like, oh, no, it's not that. For me personally, it wasn't. It's just because the dad was blue, and I thought that they just made him the same color.
I totally went gender stereotype.
Fair enough. And they are blue healers,
So
so that's the dog breed.
no, but
I know that you don't have young kids anymore, but like me and Bailey, we watch Bluey just together. It's so good. It's so good.
yeah, no, I really haven't watched it. I was over at a friend's house, and their 3-year-old wanted to watch it, so that's the only time I've ever seen it. Yeah, and it'll be a long time before I have grandkids in my house that will want to watch Bluey. One other set I thought it would be good for us to touch base on. This one hasn't been officially announced yet, but is everywhere. As of the recording, it is supposed to come out on April 1st,
Yes.
which is just a few short weeks away. And that is the Lord of the Rings big set for the year.
Yeah.
Bag End.
Yeah, it says that that's supposed to be set number 10354.
Yes, the Shire.
Okay. Is that the official name of it?
Yes.
Okay.
And it is basically a update of the original Shire set that we got.
From The Hobbit, right?
From The Hobbit.
The Unexpected Dinner or something like that?
Yeah, the Unexpected Company.
Something like
anyway,
that.
yeah. But this one is clearly from the opening scene of Lord of the Rings.
From Fellowship, yeah.
Because it is... it appears to be based on Bilbo's birthday and that celebration, because we've got Gandalf showing up in his cart with the fireworks.
The only non-Hobbit minifigure in the whole set. Which
That
I
is
think
true.
Which I think is perfect.
Which, we don't have as many details on this one yet.
We only have one picture so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it definitely came from an official LEGO source.
Yeah, it's definitely real.
We're getting the dragon in fireworks flying over.
Flying over the tent with Merry and Pippin in it.
Yes,
Oh my
we've got
gosh.
the little stand. We've got the grumpy hobbits that are there.
We got Rosie, who looks great.
Yeah, Rosie's there. We've got Frodo.
I just noticed the Merry and Pippin have these singed hair pieces on because it's like they're in the tent when the fireworks go off.
Oh, I just zoomed in on it.
And then Bilbo under his birthday sign.
And Samwise hiding at the window, listening in
Yeah.
to the conversation.
So unfortunately, we don't see the backside of the build in this picture, and I'm very excited to see what all the interior details look like.
Yeah, because the front, all the rest of the details are great.
It's awesome.
I love this scene. This was one I actually bought not long ago.
The old one.
The old one.
I know.
I haven't built it yet.
I like this one better.
Oh,
Me,
no.
I'm this guy that
This
likes
one is
bigger builds.
way better.
And that set is super popular.
And I think when we discussed our wishes for this set
This was one
on
of
the
them.
Lord of the Rings episode, and this was one of them, but we basically described we wanted the birthday scene. We wanted the fireworks,
I think
that
we-
whole setup.
We did say the firework dragon and stuff like that. My other idea was if they made it like a Rivendell set where it's like one build connected by a bridge. I was like, oh, they could have a bridge or something, like a path connecting it to the pub, like Rosie's pub.
which would be great.
Which is my other thought. Now, they didn't do that, but they did take the concept of make a big old bag end, which is what I said. I said make the centerpiece a bag end, and then do some small side builds. That's exactly what this is. So there's the big bag end. There's the carriage, Gandalf's carriage. Rosie is at a table with Bilbo's birthday cake. You got a tree build with the stage that Bilbo stands on, and then you have the tent where Merry and Pippin set off the fireworks. That's the build. It's one big build, and then 4 small builds to go next to it.
Yeah, it's everything you would want. You did
Yeah.
point out that the tree on top of Bag End
It's too small.
is a little small.
It's out of scale. It's too small,
But
but that's it.
I that doesn't bother me. I would love it to be bigger, but
One of the old set was also too small, to be fair.
and I think that's where you're going to save pieces. I'm so excited this is the one we're getting,
Yeah.
and I will probably be staying up late to order this
Yeah.
on release day.
It's supposed to have a cool exclusive gift with purchase.
Yeah,
So
that
keep
hasn't-
your eye out for that.
That hasn't been confirmed, but all the other big D2C sets have had really good
Yeah,
gift,
but-
which
Could have been better.
could have been better.
Could have been
And
great.
Rivendell was Brickheads, if I recall.
Yeah, it was just an early release of the Frodo and Gollum brickheads,
Yeah,
but,
so,
the set
all right.
released later.
So maybe I lied. Maybe the gift purchases haven't been that good.
The Felbeast could have been cool.
The idea of it, we
Hey,
were way more excited
I am-
about it when they announced it than what it was.
I am still holding out hope that they're going to make a D2C of Minas Tirith, and they're going to put the Eowyn, and the Night Witch, or the Witch King, like a good Witch King in that set. That's what I'm still crossing my fingers for.
That would be great, but I am super excited we're getting this year.
Oh, this one's going to be awesome.
I would have loved a Minas Tirith too, but this is so cool. It's got
Oh, I'm glad we got this first, for sure.
yeah, and it's the perfect scene. It's exactly what I wanted. I didn't want a Hobbit retread. I wanted the Lord of the Rings
Yes.
Fellowship version.
And I can literally
And-
hear the Hobbit theme song in my head.
I'll be excited to get this one.
So good.
I have to build Rivendell first.
I have to build Rivendell too. I still need to get Barad-dûr too.
I sold mine.
Oh, that's
Maybe
Isengard
we'll-
themes.
Maybe we'll have to pick those up sometime. All right. So that's a bunch of Lego news that has been bouncing around that we haven't really covered. It was nice to catch up on some of that.
Yeah, just some of the new announcements. Usually we try to wait until the release days, but these are some good ones that we wanted to make sure that we touched in on. So
Yeah, especially since they're coming out in the next few weeks, a lot of them.
they should. I think they're all coming out in April.
And we'll
right?
have, most of them are available for pre-order. We'll have links
Yeah.
in the show notes at brickclubhouse.com or in your podcast player of choice.
Yeah. So,
But anyway, if that wasn't enough for you, we're going to take a little turn and talk about some stuff in the store first.
yeah, that was new in Lego.
And so these are all new sets that you can be really excited about. But we have had this run of like classic vintage sets come into the store lately, which has made me super excited because it's like my childhood revisited.
Oh, dang, there's some good ones.
We've had a bunch of classic space and a bunch of castle. We have a whole we've been able to certify a lot of them. We've had the instructions, and it's been super fun, like getting them all built and then just seeing them complete. And now they are on our website in the certified section, and we'll have a link to that. But so many of these I spent hours playing with as a kid. We have set number, we're not going to talk about all of them, but one of them is set number 6971, which is the Galactic Command Base. I loved this set growing up. It is on two of the lunar base plates.
Base plates, yeah.
Yeah, so you've got the big craters on that kind of form corners on either end, and there's the classic blue base in the middle of it with the yellow pieces like forming windows and the roof. And you can take this little cart out to this little spaceship you can get in, or there's on the other end there's this rocket that like comes out from the base.
Yeah, that's cool.
This was definitely one of my favorites, and this was one of the early ones that started to have multicolor of the spacemen. So it has the blue, and it's got a black and a yellow classic space figure. Another one we have is the Space Supply Station, which again is on one of the little lunar base plates, and it's got two little rovers and this little base with these two little like saucer ships that land on it, and 4 figures in this one. You get 2 of the red spacemen and 2 of the yellow that pilot the little ships. It's just such a treat to get so many of these at once. We also weren't able to certify them, but we have a few of the Ice Planet ships in store right now, as well as some of the other classic space ones. And then we've also got some classic castle sets.
Yeah.
And these go back to the 80s. The Black Falcon's Fortress was a classic. I never had that one. Oof. But it's been so tempting to just bring these all home with me, but the store wouldn't operate very well if I did that all the time.
Yeah.
But my favorite of the castle ones that we've been able to certify is the Camouflaged Outpost. It's this little gray build with a black tree coming out it, and cool. A bunch of the forestmen minifigures in a space that the rock kind of opens up and you can hide a treasure chest in there while the forestmen are hiding it and have a little hideout in the tree.
Is this a Legoland set?
They were all listed as Legoland at that time. But this is set number 6066. And these forestman sets were just some of my favorites too. I loved the trees and the rocks and the figures. It was like Robin Hood come to life in Lego form for me.
That's awesome.
It's a lot of these, like I said, we'll put the link up. The certified ones you can buy online. The used ones are in the store. And just seeing these classics has been a great treat. Lots of fun stuff that you won't want to miss if you like these classic themes like I do. Especially the castle stuff. I don't think will stick around for long.
Yeah, these ones are very popular.
Yeah, and that kind of brings us to some announcements.
Yeah.
A little update about some changes we're going to be making to this show. We're going to take a brief kind of hiatus from making these long-form episodes like we've been doing. It doesn't mean we will never make another long-form episode like this again, but we are going to move kind of our energies onto a platform called Whatnot that will allow us to interact with you all in real time and sell a lot of these sets and minifigures and things that we're talking about during those shows where we get to talk about them.
And be talking about some of the same things we would be on here.
Oh, yeah.
But with, like Chris said, with you guys in real time. Instead of me and Chris just talking about our favorite CMFs, like we can ask you guys and then we can respond to you guys.
And that's one of the things I'm excited about.
Yeah.
Is like the real life interaction instead of you and I doing this and then delayed a few weeks later, you get an email or something. But like I said, it doesn't mean Brick Clubhouse is totally going away. We plan to still, when new stuff hits, when we get together to do Whatnot streams, probably do a shorter video that will be on YouTube, as well as we'll drop the audio here in the podcast channel. But those shows are going to be much shorter, probably in the 5 to 10 minute kind of range instead of the 40 to 50 minutes that these current shows are. But when we're on Whatnot, those streams will be a couple hours. So you'll have more of us than you probably will want.
Yeah.
But we're super excited. We're going to have links to our Whatnot account, so you can follow us on Whatnot. You can download the app, and there'll be a special link that if you've never used Whatnot and have never shopped on Whatnot or visited it, if you use our link, you'll get some free credit that you can put towards a purchase of some of this LEGO stuff we've been talking about.
Yeah.
You'll want to keep an eye out on that. We'll put those links in the show notes and on our socials.
Yeah,
so
and
you can find them.
If you want to go give us a follow on Whatnot, we are BAM San Diego.
Yes,
so
we are.
BAM San Diego. Go ahead and give us a follow. We don't have any shows upcoming listed on there yet, but we will soon. So
yeah, we're
you see
still
those-
working through the process.
Yeah.
So
So if you go on there and you do see those, go ahead and bookmark them, and you'll get a notification when we go live.
yeah, by the time you guys hear this episode, those will probably be scheduled in Whatnot. So you'll be able to get notifications and come interact with Evan and I in real time.
And maybe some other friends along
Oh,
the way.
yeah, definitely. Because unfortunately, or fortunately for Evan, he has a real job.
Evan has a full-time
So
job.
he will not be on every stream, but
no, I will not.
you will get to meet some of our other awesome employees. Blair is going to be helping with the streams, so you'll get to meet him and Sterling. Wes has expressed wanting to be on to talk Star Wars and clones. You'll get to meet a whole bunch of the store staff, but we're not going to let Evan leave us completely.
No, I will still be around.
You'll be able to meet with him. And this also allows us to do shows at different times of the day. If you're on the East Coast and want to join us at lunchtime, you can do that. Or one of the evenings during the week, we'll have that schedule out soon.
Yeah, we're hoping to do multiple shows a week. Hopefully there'll be a time in there at some point that you guys can join us. And this is a way that for those of you that have been listening to the podcast for a while that aren't in the San Diego area or haven't been able to stop by the store, you can shop our inventory and interact with us. If you've ever heard us talk about something on the show that you weren't able to come in and pick up, you could always ask us if we have it during the show. Maybe it's gone, maybe it's not.
No,
Feel
but
free
yeah,
to
you'll
ask.
be able to, like we said, it's real time. So you'll be able to shop the store, and we'll be presenting stuff for sale, as well as just our little banter, which we know that's why everyone comes.
There you
But
go.
we'll still be taking field trips in the future. We'll be
We have-
posting about those.
We do have quite a big field trip planned for this year. So
Yeah, a couple. It'll be a busy summer.
yeah, it'll be good.
You'll want to keep following us so you don't miss out on those things. This is not so much goodbye, but definitely a shift in what the Brick Clubhouse will be. After a year, it seemed like it was time to let it evolve into the next thing. Thank you all for those of you who have stuck around with us for the year and have supported the store and followed us on socials and sent in your questions and all of that. We've super appreciated it, and we're excited to be able to take this next step and interact with you in real time and post more to YouTube and be more active on some of those other platforms.
Yeah.
So from the clubhouse, say goodnight, Evan.
Good night, Chris.